Yay! You're live. Live. Live and live. Both spelled the same way. However, when used in sentence form, could be defined differently or pronounced differently. Weird. Anywho, welcome back. I am LA, Elay, LA pronounced like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcoming you back to Colorism playlist, video section, video vlog. This will be number 4. Thank you for watching all my other ones. And if this is your first time, welcome, welcome, and welcome. Don't forget to push that subscribe button, push that thumbs up. I know in this world things are tight financially, but it's free to press the thumbs up or the thumbs down. It is also free to press the subscribe button. Don't think that that don't matter. That pressing the thumbs up or even the thumbs down and subscribing and or commenting don't matter, cause it do. Okay, so go on and push some buttons on here to comment. This is Colorism video 4. Topic: seeing myself through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister. Colorism video 4: seeing myself through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister. The definition of colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among the people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Topic once again: seeing myself through the eyes of my dark skinned sister. For some reason, as I go through these titles and read them out loud, it seemed like I should have phrased them differently. However, nonetheless, I feel that you guys will understand where I'm coming from, but I don't think I worded those titles correctly. I digress. And moving on. Colorism Part 4: seeing myself through the eyes of my dark skinned sister. If you have watched my previous video, my third video, seeing myself through the eyes of my father, I basically say, out of all my sisters in that particular household, I was the lightest, and I stuck out like a sore thumb. Having said that, we're going to bring it back to video 4, seeing myself through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister. And when I say dark-skinned, she wasn't brown. She was dark. She was black. You know, BLACK, not BROWN. And I'm not saying that to be mean, just so you can understand um the story I'm setting up for you, so you can see how I saw her through my eyes. You see me, my color. Can't even find my shade in the crayon box. You have to probably mix 2 or 3 colors together if you want to get technical. Because I'm not peach, I'm not yellow, and I'm not tan all the way. I'm tan in spots. So I had to mix them all together if you want to get technical. My sister, if she was to color herself, her color is in there. Dark brown, black. My other sister, she is, this is a weird color. I want to say burnt sienna. Lighter than burnt sienna, that color, crayon. It's a real pretty brown. It's kind of odd, you know? But that's the color you would expect I would be. You know, along that grid between the two sisters, that's the H happened to me. Because our mother and father are not my color. Okay, 4, seeing myself through the eyes of my dark skinned sister, and I'm not doing this to throw shade. I'm just doing this as a person who grew up in a family with a very weird color spectrum of children who came together. Um, I'm not mixed, I'm black, African American. Growing up, I remember, okay, we lived in an apartment. It was just my mom at the time, my older sister, who is the one I'm focusing on, who was considered dark to this world. Dark, and so I lived with her and my mom and myself. My little sister wasn't born yet. So I never saw color. I just knew she was a darker color. Darker. That's it. But the most important thing in my circle, in my world, was not that she was black. It was that she was my sister. And not only on top of that was she my sister, homegirl was tall. Tall to me. I think she still is taller than me. And on top of that, she was my big sister. So she was tall and she was my big sister. So that really made her look like a big sister because she even fit the type. She was tall. And she was really skinny. I thought that was neat too because it gave an extra illusion that she was like, ooh, tall and skinny. Oh, my sister gonna kill you with her spaghetti arms. She gonna choke you with her spaghetti arms if you mess with me, you know? So that's how I saw her. I really didn't see color. It wasn't until the outside brought their views and 2 cents in. Outside meaning the world. Because, of course, you can't be sheltered. You can be. I was. I don't recommend it. Trying to stay on this subject here. You have to, there comes a point in time when your children have to go to school. You go to school, and that's when you learn. You learn how other households carry themselves, conduct themselves throughout their lifetime or during those moments of their life where this matter as colorism are introduced into their homes and talked about freely or in private. When you go to school, all of those opinions from all the other boys and girls from their homes in that neighborhood, all those thoughts and ideas and processes, speculations and accumulations fester into this place we call school. So, if you have no clue that something as major as the issue of colorism exists, you will soon find out in school. Having said that, I wasn't aware that my sister was dark until I believe my mom and I went to go pick my sister up from middle school. My sister was in middle school at the time and I was in elementary. Middle school seemed like high school to me. And on top of that, the school she went to was huge to me. I mean, anything bigger, any school with more than one story is huge, especially in the eyes of a child. So I'm like, not only is my sister big, tall, my big sister, she go to this big A school. This girl is crazy slash brave. Didn't you talk to mom about going to a big A school like this? What's wrong with you? Don't they have smaller schools? Thoughts I kept to myself. I was a quiet child by choice. So, having said, taking going to middle school where my dark skinned sister went, my mom and I hopped into our Buick 4-door blue car one of my favorite cars she had. We drove to this middle school and picked up my sister after school because she was either on the track team or cross country. Regardless, one of those running sports, okay? Running sports, okay? Um, and to my knowledge, she was good at it and she really liked it. But it wasn't until then when, after school, my sister, and primarily from what I saw, from my vision, being that I was shorter than everyone, and unfortunately I'm just naturally short, all I saw was like white legs because everybody was tall, including my sister, and the girls were just hanging around waiting for their rides and stuff, talking. Hey girl, how you doing? See you later. Work XYZ. Girl, practice was off the chain. But to my knowledge, I think there was only my sister who was the black girl there. And for some reason, it registered to me funny. And I didn't know why, or maybe even how to mention that to my mom. In my heart, I do believe I was in the passenger seat. No, I was in the back seat, passenger side. My mom was in the driver's side as we parked in front of the school. And I was like, something like there's a lot of girls there. Why is my sister the only one there? And pretty much, I think that was all I was able to articulate at that time. But in my head, it's like, why is she the only colored one there? Don't anybody else like her this sport? I don't even think color was in my head or race. I just saw them collectively as girls. So the question came out pretty much like, isn't there anyone else like her there? Is she the only one there? You know, and I'm not sure if my mom understood that or not. Oh, girl, she not the only one there. She got friends and XYZ. Maybe she did or maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't want to open up that can of worms. Because, girl, it's just not the time. I got stuff to do that you don't know about. Brush it off with a simple answer. I didn't press it, but it hung with me. And there was another time, same situation, picking my sister up from one of those running sports. I actually got out the car, but I felt I shouldn't have. But I wanted to. I wanted to run up there and be amongst these big old people, these big old girls, because they were like adults to me. Just be a part of the girlhood. Like, ooh, grown-ups, And I have a pass to come up here to this big old school with all these girls who look like adults because my big sister is up here. So I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna get out the car. I'm gonna go see my sister while she's out there because I don't even think she see us there. But even if she do see the car, she is in the middle of talking. So I mean, they're conversing. But I felt I should stay in the car. But unfortunately, I went against it because I want to kind of be big and bad. And like I could come up here because I have authority. My sister is here, so I ran up there. We're gonna say hi to her, just to be amongst that. It's just so cool. I might have to paint a picture of that, literally with watercolors because that was a happy time for me with my sister. And now that I'm telling you this, she never knew it neither. So it's nice to have video so I can express this. So I was going to see my big sister at this big A school and just be with all these big adults who I thought they were. My big sister didn't know nothing about color. Um, but it was surprising me slash took me back and kind of scared me a little bit. Was like the response I got from the white girls when they were like, "Oh, who is this? She's so cute. Whose sister is this? Little girl, who are you here for?" And the question registered outwardly, but internally it didn't. I'm like, what do you mean? Who am I up here for? I'm up here to see my sister and come get her so we can go home. Because inside I know I'm black, as a heritage, but not outwardly. Outwardly, apparently, I don't look like her. according to everyone else. But this was something I didn't know and wasn't aware of. There you go. It paused, so I quit talking. I'm going to see my sister. I'm going to see my sister. I'm black. She's black. Can't y'all see that we're black? Heritage. Heritage connects us. Blood connects us. But after that, I kind of could see like the, oh my gosh, who is she to? I want to see my sister and like, who? Your sister? Thelma. Fudge. I wasn't supposed to say her name. I messed this up. And this is live. I'm so sorry. I gotta figure out a way to edit this now. This wasn't supposed to happen. What I'll do is keep talking and tell her I accidentally said her name, have her watch the video, and if she approves that this in here, I'll go on with it as follows. If not, I'll figure out a way to edit it. The whole reason of me live streaming is because I really don't have the equipment to hold such a volume of video while I talk. Dang, I sure hate I accidentally said her name. But anyways, I was like, I'm coming to see her, my sister. And their face went from like, oh, to so that made me feel bad too. Not bad. I felt bad for getting out of the car, going up there because I felt I did something wrong and humiliated my sister. Because it was then I realized that, it really put it out in front of me that we don't look alike solely by color alone. And that's what people glance at. They don't take the time to at least study facial features and say, oh, I see it. They're going to quickly glance at the surface. So that hurt me real bad because it made me feel bad that I know I hurt my sister. According to how I feel, I could feel it. It's like, man, I wish I never got out of the car. I am so sorry for getting out of the car. And maybe you don't see it this way. But I've been living with this story all the whole time. I wish I just stayed in the car. I would have just stayed hidden. It's just so I feel like I stole your shine, and I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I just had no idea that color was such an issue. I honestly was colorblind. I didn't know what racism meant. I knew what it meant in short, like black hate white, but I didn't get it. And plus, the school I went to, I don't think there were any white people there anyways. So I really wasn't getting it, you know. So I do apologize for that, and I'll have to talk to her about this video and tell her the whole reasoning of it. I don't think she'll mind, but I want to get her permission because I accidentally said who her name is. For the record, my government name is Ercerla. If it makes it even fair, I'll just say it once because I said her name once. But I go by LA simply because I don't like my real name. But that's a whole nother story. Um, yeah, I have to tell her, man. I wish I can get on the phone. I wonder if shoot, I don't have my other phone with me. I'm recording off this phone. I have two phones because two cameras, but the other phone is not in commission. Oh, but yeah, I feel bad. I stole her shine, and I really didn't know that we looked differently until then. So through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister, speeding up from me being in elementary and her being in middle school to the time where we as a family moved to the suburbs. So she was in high school, I do believe, and I was probably in middle school or something like that. Who knows? But all I can say is when she got to high school and moved out to the suburbs, times times had changed drastically. Meaning, according to what I saw in regards to my sister's life as a dark skinned girl, she went to a school in the suburbs. At that time was still a lot of white people out there. And if there were black people out there, they knew how to act right. And they had money, allegedly. So maybe they were above it all acting. I had no idea, that people could act that way. But my sister, according to some of the stories I would overhear her telling my mother about, it don't seem like she never had a good day at school solely based on the fact that she was dark. And that made me sad and confused and worried. Because it's like, man, can't she just get a break? That's my sister. But I'm like way younger than her, so I can't go to the school and say, leave my sister alone. I can't fight her battles. But hearing those stories, it seemed like I heard those more often than not, made me sad. I didn't know how to help her, you know, which is terrible. But I know it really made me feel bad for being light skinned though. Like, well, jeez. She got to take crap from high school people being all stupid about she dark, and then gotta come home and see me. I just wish I was invisible or not even born. Not only when from this story I'm telling you, but from the story in video 3, seeing myself through the eyes of my father. It's like I just wanted to be isolated. I just was like, why am I even here? You know? So I wish I wasn't even born. It was like, this is terrible. I'm making everybody else's life a living hell just based on my color alone. And I didn't want that. I just wanted my sister to be happy. She's married now, she even had children. I'm happy for her. She found love. But I wish her high school years, from what I saw, from my eyes, from my eyes, from my world, wasn't nice. It don't seem like people treated her too well. Just simply because she was dark. It was disgusting how people talked about her. And I wish there was something I could have done to help. But I was the little sister. So, like, who gonna listen to me is what I thought and strongly assumed. Why bring it up to my mom? Because I'm not even supposed to be listening anyways. But I mean, I can't help but hear them. Our walls to me were thin in that house, and she was loud anyways. And I was in my room, but apparently they knew I knew how to keep quiet, and I did. But I wish it would have helped. I know we went to church and stuff, but I still didn't grasp the whole concept of praying and casting all my cares to the Lord. I really didn't, I just went to church because I had to. Period. That's it. You know what I'm saying? At that point in life, church was because I'm a kid, my voice don't count. Go to church when I go to church. Pray when I say pray. So I didn't even think to pray for my sister. I love her. I'm sorry that she went through that, and I hope she not going through that colorism crap now, because I think she pretty. Um, Seeing myself through the eyes of my dark-skinned sister, I'm just going to primarily talk about her because that's where I felt the hurt more at. I really wish I was their color because I feel that at least when she came home, she didn't have to see me. You know, according to what I heard, unfortunately, light skinned girls won and got everything. By this time, that's how it seemed like the world viewed us. And I didn't want any part of that, especially since my sister was on the other end of the dream pool. So I just wish I was darker. Because I didn't feel a part of the family and I still don't. Um, that was a burden. Questions being raised like, what happened to her? She a part of your family? Oh, I see it. I see it. Yup, right here. I see it. Yup, yup, yup. I'm like, yeah, I see it too. But why you gotta react like that? Don't be trying to be funny to make people look bad. That stuff not funny. You don't treat people like that. So I would feel like being with my sisters collectively, I would feel so uneasy after knowing that there was a thing that colorism existed because I stuck out. I would have rather said that I would have rather them said and lived with the fact to just say, oh, that's she's my cousin. She just lived with us. So the confusion and distance wouldn't have been there that I felt. It was not a nice feeling, and it still isn't. It would have been better off that way. I would have felt more comfortable with us three hanging together as a family, as the sisters, had they acknowledged me or we just agreed to be acknowledged as, hey, she's our cousin. We took her in. Something like that. So we could just enjoy being in the public as one, as sisters. I would have um liked it better that way. We're all older and grown now, so I don't think any of us view each other like that, but I feel and believe that if I was able to figure out how to find my voice instead of thinking inside my head all the time, uh things probably would have been better off as a whole, as our family. At least us three sisters. So we're close, but it could have been better. So this is me, LA. I have got to. I wish there was a way I could figure out how to edit this video because I accidentally said. And YouTube don't have their creator studio anymore, and I kind of depended on that, especially for moments like this, because I do need to fix that. So that's that. It's me, LA. LA pronounced like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Signing out on my video 4 of colorism. And I'm going to close out with the definition one more time of what colorism is. Colorism, prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. And it is true. It is a battle, but that's okay. Um, it's a battle, but these videos are being made to help you win that battle. Okay? All right then. Shoot, I'm thirsty.